So you're thinking of living in Salem, Massachusetts. In this video, we're going to discuss the considerations for making Salem your home. We'll talk about things like city amenities, neighborhoods, travel and tourism, and different commuting routes in and out of the city. We're going to use maps to give you some reference and hopefully give you a great picture of the layout of the city. Let's go. Hi, I'm Jeff. I started Boston North because I've lived my entire life in Massachusetts. In the last 20 plus years, I've lived in the North Shore. Working in the real estate industry, I've had to research the ins and outs of cities, towns, and neighborhoods in my area. My goal is to make you, my viewer, feel welcome to reach out to me with any questions you might have about living north of Boston. I'll talk to you soon. Salem's located about 14 miles north of the city of Boston in the center of the North Shore. That's running all the way up to Cape Ann there. So you're going to have, from the city of Boston, if that's your target for commuting, about a 45-minute ride to an hour and 15 minutes, depending on your day, if you're planning to live in Salem. Salem itself is 8.3 square miles of land and has a population of about 45,000 people. At the moment, this is 2023. The mix between residential and commercial in the city is pretty even. There's a fair amount of commercial property, there's a lot of businesses in Salem, and then there is, again, enough residential space for 44,000 people. We're going to go through, let's start with just some of the neighborhoods that you may want to live in. Starting off, downtown proper is sort of right in the middle here. It's going to have your tourism area, that's going to have your most density of restaurants, that's going to have sort of the congestion of the city of Salem is in the heart of downtown itself. And then surrounding downtown, above the North River and flanked by the city of Peabody, we're going to have North Salem right here. North Salem's got great commuting over to Route 128, which is the closest main highway to Salem. You're going to have access up to Cape Ann, up into Beverly, and you're going to be able to avoid the downtown traffic when coming in and out of the city from the highway. Across the river from there, you have Bridge Street Neck. Bridge Street Neck dips right out into Beverly. That's going to be, again, an easy commute in that direction. And one thing, when you're living in Salem, you know, the tourism and the Halloween stuff is pretty real as far as planning your day and planning your routes. So if you're always going to be going to Boston, you may want to consider which side of downtown you're going to be on for living in the city. Similarly, if you're going to commute to Beverly or up into Cape Ann, same decision to be made. Past Bridge Street Neck, we've got the Derby Street neighborhood, and then down into the Willows. The Salem Willows has an amusement park as well as a really great seaside neighborhood down there. The Derby Street neighborhood, Derby Street, Essex Street, or the low end of Essex Street, and south of Collins Cove here, primarily residential in that area. South Salem's going to be below downtown and out past the college towards Swampscott here. And then you have Witchcraft Heights and the Highland Ave area is going to be right there. And those are kind of your primary neighborhoods in Salem. And then tucked into downtown, actually right here on the edge of downtown, is the Point neighborhood. The Point's going to be the densest neighborhood in the city. It's the highest level of rentals between residents of the city as well as college students. Salem State College is just at the edge of downtown in South Salem, sort of spread around right in that area. If you're going to commute in and out of Salem, there's a few ways to go. I would guess primarily getting towards the city of Boston is going to be a lot of people's goals. So secondary roads that you have, Route 107, which is Highland Ave. Highland Ave goes right out of downtown all the way down into this area, into the Route 60 area. So if you're commuting to Boston, you'd cut over to Route 1, or you could take one of the tunnels into Boston. If you're going to Logan Airport, you'd branch off right here and go into Logan Airport. Similarly, Route 1A runs through Marblehead and Swampscott right along the coast and lands in the same area. It combines with 107 at Route 60 there at some rotaries. If you're off traffic, or if you're going to commute right into the Boston itself, taking 128 down Route 1 is probably going to be your most common route for that drive. If there's no traffic at all, it might be a little bit faster to run down Route 93, but you are adding to the drive. Taking Route 1 out of downtown Boston is going to be about a 20-mile total drive compared to the 12 or 13 mile direct line. So Route 1 comes right out of the city, and then you take 128, and then there's about 4 exits depending, again, where you live in town, how you'd want to go into Salem. You can take the commuter rail, which leaves right from downtown at Salem Station and lands right at North Station in Boston. That's about a 29-minute to 30-minute ride. And Salem also has a ferry that runs seasonally, and that's going to come, so that's going to leave from right next to the Salem Harbor Station out around Marblehead and Nahant, and that'll run you down into Boston. That's about an hour ride. Again, that's a seasonal ride. So from May until end of October, the ferry will run. If weather's tough, if it's windy, the ferry won't run because you are going outside of some of the major islands, and you can get into some real waves there. Local hospitals, that might be an important thing for people to know. Salem has a hospital right in the middle, right on Highland Ave here. And then Beverly has a hospital as well, right in the middle of downtown Beverly, just north of downtown Beverly in that area. So again, depending on your goals and perhaps your doctor. Over in Danvers, MGH has a pretty good campus built there as well. Beyond downtown Salem, if you're looking for shopping, if you're looking for major stores, you would go into the cities of Peabody and Danvers, which is just west and northwest. So from downtown, you could go out Route 114, that's the North Shore Mall. There's the Liberty Tree Mall. That's where all your sort of major chain stores and stuff are going to be. Grocery stores and everything are all buried within Salem, and then there's a lot of smaller shops in the downtown area. To park in Salem, most of the outside of downtown area, there's just parking right on the street, and it's a non-issue. In downtown, you have metered parking, and parking is at a premium most of the year, so you got to get there early, or you're going to have to circle around to find it. Getting the major beaches in the area as you work your way up the coast. Beverly's got beaches. Salem has a few beaches in the city. So you're going to have the Waikiki Beach out here on Winter Island, small beach in Collins Cove right there, and then there's a few beach spots out on the Willows themselves, and Willows has different food restaurants. You have ice cream and stuff, so that's a really great family spot to spend some time. Stepping outside of Salem, as you go up the coast, Beverly along Lothrop Street, right along here, you get up into Manchester, you'll find Singing Beach, and then you get up into Gloucester and Cape Ann, and to the rest of the major beaches in the area. And all of those are within half an hour or so of Salem at the most. So plenty of convenient beaches and really beautiful areas as well. Salem for public schools, it's ranked 306th out of 358 by schooldigger.com. It's a Massachusetts school system, so I would say generally they're pretty good, but you know the city is putting effort into improving their school system right now. There's 6 elementary schools, there's Collins Middle School, and then Salem High School, as well as 2 private or semi-private high schools in Salem as well. Salem State University is the secondary education sort of anchor to the city. Other things you might want to know, the city government is there is a mayor as well as a city council with elections held every 4 years. Hi, I'm here in downtown Salem with the one thing I forgot to tell you. The tax rate in Salem for 2023 is $12.51 per $1,000 of value, which is relatively low for the area. Anything on the closer to $10 per thousand side is low. As you get up above 15 and closer to 20, that would be considered high. If I can help you in any way, call, text, or email me with the information below. Thanks.